Seems like no matter what you do sometimes, your efforts go underappreciated or unappreciated, period. You know, all we do, man, is try to give men the information they need to become the best version of themselves. No hate. We love women. We don't hate them. We just don't take no foolishness. And we can't be controlled by our lust. Those men can, but not us.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Now, I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers. You know, just the protection and provision is more than a woman can ever make up for, man. So I'm not saying don't give her props for what she does, but damn sure never make her feel like she's more important to you than you are to her, because it's just a figment of your imagination. She knows the truth, so you have to understand the truth as well. This is called the abundance mindset. There's nothing she can give you that you can't give yourself, besides a baby. And do you really want one of those right now? Nope.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
You see, the main thing that men let women slide with is shut-upness and obedience. Now, when you use the term obedience with a woman, she automatically relates that to being a slave. But slaves aren't obedient. Obedience is a choice. Slaves either do it or die. Shut-upness is another thing that women have a problem with. It doesn't mean you can't talk. It means that you can't talk when I'm talking. It means that when we're talking about things that I do as the man, you don't have an opinion on those things, because I make decisions based on facts, not opinions, not even my own opinions, and most certainly not yours.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Get money division, the place where you transform into a man on a mission. Learning to not feel guilty about selfish decisions. You and your best self would be on a head-on collision. You will not be stopped by obstacles that drop by. Those who wanna see you fall, cause more wanna see you fall. You will be so focused, you won't get no peace at all, till you go from mud feet to walking on streets of gold. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Dr. B.O.A., the utmost alpha surgeon, helping you to become your most alpha version. Old and new you, this is where they will be merging. Get money today, so later you'll from chasing it. When they say your name, just make sure they put some bass on it. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Bitch want me to come through. She said she think of me when she with you. She really want a man to treat her right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight. Your bitch want me to come through. She suffering from the beta nigga blues. She really want a man to beat it right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight. Alphas don't trust hoes. Babies think they should be trusted. Alphas take control. Babies let they bitches lead. I'm just saying I'm the motherfucking man, cause my bitch ain't got no plans, and my wishes are command, and everything that she do is for the team. Seeing daddy win the ring is a motherfucking dream, and she knows everything I want, everything I need, it's a guarantee. Everything I do, everything I say, it's my way, you know way, you know way, it's okay, you know. Your bitch want me to come through. She said she think of me when she with you. She really want a man to treat her right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight. Your bitch want me to come through. She suffering from the beta nigga blues. She really want a man to beat it right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight. I don't trust these hoes. Bitches don't know honesty. I stay in control. Never relinquish the lead. I'm just saying you are not the fucking man if your bitch got her own plans and your wish ain't her command, and everything that she do ain't for the team. Seeing you in the ring ain't her motherfucking dream. She should know everything you want, everything you need, it's a guarantee. Everything you do, everything you say, it's your way, you know way, you know way, it's okay, you know. Your bitch want me to come through. She said she think of me when she with you. She really want a man to treat her right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight. Your bitch want me to come through. She suffering from the beta nigga blues. She really want a man to beat it right, and I can be the man la mama need for tonight.
What up, homies? What up? It's your man, Dr. BOA. We back up in the joint once again, man. Filming on the Panasonic G9, man. My #1 streaming camera. Filming in 4K 30, 8-bit, natural profile, 12 to 32 f2.8 lens, phenomenal micro four thirds lens, and we're using the Elgato 4K cam link, man, which is phenomenal. All right, brothers, I see you in the building, man. Salute to the brothers in the building. Divine, I see you. Big Mo, Weeze. Who else I ain't shout out yet? G Brown. Run, yeah, I see y'all brothers in here, man. Salute to all the brothers in the building, man. It's real. So let's go ahead, man, and chop it up. Now, I think one of the issues that's taking place in this particular society is that men are not confident enough in their ability to get a worthy woman, find a worthy woman. So men end up settling for women who don't even put themselves in the category of worthy woman. Too many men are buying cows when another man has already gotten the milk for free. See, here's the thing about women in this society portraying themselves as wife material. See, you can't just wake up one day after living your life however you want to and say, you know what? I'm wife material. Because unless you hail yourself as wife material to every man you've been with, then you're not wife material. You just want the man you with now to believe you are wife material. You can't be with 5 men and then Mr. Sixth man is going to be the one who you're wife material with now. The more men you're with, the more impossible it is for you to be wife material. We're going to take a deep dive on this one tonight, man. Famo, salute. Prime Time TV. Appreciate the super chat, homie. Yeah, here we go. We're in Alpha 2 for real talk, bro. We in here. Salute to you, man. Now, some of the things that we're dealing with in this society are that we as men are allowing women to give themselves value in other ways. Now, here's the thing. Those levels of value, they count. So an educated woman is valuable in the realm of education. A career woman is valuable in the workplace. A party going woman is fun when her friends want to hang out. She's perfect. None of those things matter when it comes to being a wife. I was talking to a chick recently, man, and I said, she said she's a virtuous woman. I said, well, what time you wake up in the morning? She said, well, 11, 10:30, 11. I said, read the book of Proverbs. Proverb 31. It describes the virtuous woman to you. The virtuous woman is already up way before her family gets up. The virtuous woman is already doing. See, a woman can't even be a virtuous woman if she got to get up and go to work every day for somebody else. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like you meet a woman and she has all of these things added on that she's bringing to the table. Or she's bringing to the equation. Because let's remember, she is the table. And you're supposed to fix all of these things. You're supposed to be like a Iyanla Vanzant. Fix her life. The problem is, she's already got other men's energy in her spirit. She's already got other men's seed marinating in her insides. That never goes away. That man's seed imprint is there forever. It never goes away. But now suddenly, you're supposed to buy the cow. You know how many women have just been with men and the relationship was solely sexual? The relationship was solely sexual. That man got all the milk he wanted. Whenever he wanted the milk, he got the milk. Not only did he not buy the cow, he never had to see the cow. She milked the cow and delivered the milk to him. But you're supposed to buy the cow. See, the modern woman has an inability to relate true femininity to a masculine man. She has an inability to relate true femininity to a masculine man. So she has to have a man who's willing to compromise his masculinity in order to even deal with her. So he has to allow himself to not be as masculine. He has to tone down his masculinity in order to deal with a woman who's not quite as feminine as she should be. But that's what having a career does to a woman. when she builds herself into this career boss, successful woman, she becomes the opposite of what a wife is supposed to be. She becomes the opposite of what a helpmeet is supposed to be. A woman only got so much help she can give, and if she's been spending her life helping herself, and she's gotten to somewhere that she wanted to get, and she put all that effort in it, brother, she ain't got no more effort to give you, but you're supposed to accept that and go ahead and buy the cow anyway. Don't buy the cow when some other man has been getting the milk for free already. That's in essence you saying, okay, that man deserves the milk without buying the cow. Me, I'm such a lowly man, and I'm so lucky to have this woman that I need to buy this cow. Because I don't deserve to get the milk like that man did. And here's the thing about the milk. I don't even want the milk from a cow that's already been given milk. If there's milk from this cow spread all over the country, spread all over the city, I don't want this cow. I can't do nothing with this cow. That's buttermilk. I don't like buttermilk. That's Lindbergh cheese. It is well-aged cheese now. You can't do nothing with that. That's cottage cheese. That's spoiled milk, man. See, let me tell you something that goes on, man. You have men who are telling you that it is your job to please a woman. Now, that includes sexually, but it entails that you please a woman completely. But here's the problem. It allows the woman who has an inability to embrace her sexuality and thereby please any man who doesn't compromise his pleasure to get off the hook. You're letting her off the hook. If you focus on pleasing her, you don't get a chance to realize that she can't please you. So not only are you not being pleased, but you're attempting to please a woman who can't be pleased because she's not in touch with what pleases her. You know how many women don't know what pleases them, man? You know how many women can't even tell you what they like intimately, man? And the crazy thing is, it's not because they're virgins. They've been with men their whole life, and they still don't understand what gives them pleasure. So here you are, beating your head against a wall trying to figure out what this woman likes, and she don't even know it. But you're supposed to accept that. Not only accept it, you're supposed to pedestalize it. Because let's be honest, if you make a woman your wife, man, you're putting her on a pedestal. You're putting her on a pedestal. And if nobody else ever put on that pedestal, what make you think she deserves for you to put on there? And there's all kind of excuses. Well, I didn't want to marry those men. Okay, well, help me understand this. What is the difference between a woman who is not even in anything that you would call a relationship and is just having men that she has fun with and lays up with, and a woman who was in quote unquote relationships? Because we know the only true relationship that is respected and honored by God is marriage. If you ain't got a wife, let's stop using the term marriage. Let's use the term husband and wife. The only relationship that matters is when a man takes a wife. All the other stuff don't even matter to God. None of this stuff that we live in this society because everybody wants to be able to feel better about the fact that most people are just traipsing around, laying up with whoever they want to lay up with. But there is no relationship besides husband and wife. That's it. There is no other relationship. Everything else is just being a whoremonger. That's just what all those other things are. The average American woman has no idea how to be a mother because she is so tied up in being a boss. See, the loving, nurturing spirit of motherhood is lost when you go and chase a career. When you go and chase a career, it's over. It hardens you. Chasing a career, being out here in the dog eat dog world out here with these sharks and these killer whales out here trying to succeed out here, it hardens your heart. It makes her masculine. And she cannot therefore turn around and be nurturing to her children the way she should be. Couple super chats here, man. King by the bag. Salute, brother. Appreciate the $5 super chat. This is going to be a good one. Salute. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate it. Illmatic7. Appreciate the $25 super chat. Praise to the Most High. May y'all bless you, Doc, and the rest of you, brother. Salute to you, brother. Blessings. Mr. JG. Welcome to the Alpha family, bro. Welcome to the Green Label Gang. Larry R. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Church. Salute. The Black Wolverine, man. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate the $5 super chat. A lot of women are intimidated by a man that is masculine and comes with a high level of standards. This is why some of them ghost brothers. That is the reason they ghost brothers, man. That is one of the reasons. See, when you put performance pressure on a woman, man, that she knows she can't measure up to, I will give women this. They will bail out on you. They will absolutely bail out on you. And you got to respect that. If a woman knows she can't handle the pressure that you're putting on a man, she'll bounce. Dudes will try to be what a woman wants them to be, even though they know they can't do it. Even though they know they really don't want to do it. So when they have this detached parenting style based on gift giving as replacement for engagement, what are you going to do with that? You get with that woman, you got to be the mother and the father. How you going to pull that off? So you got a child with a father that ain't got no mother, just a woman in the house that doesn't know how to be nurturing. Because we can't do it. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to be nurturing, brothers. I don't know if you guys know it. I'm quite sure y'all don't know either, but I don't know how to be nurturing. Don't care to learn either, but I don't know how to do it. I get tired of having people around me in any capacity after a certain period of time. So being nurturing is just not something that I'm going to do. But what happens to a child when he has a father that is a true father, a masculine father, and then turn around and has a masculine mother as well? What happens to that child? You see, the modern American woman has this idea that she's in a race to match men in efficiency and output. She believes that she is in a battle with the men. But there is no battle with men. There is no area she can compete with men in. She can't compete. So she's living in a fantasy world where she is thinking that the only thing that separates her from you is what's between her legs. As we used to say when we were young, she has an innie, you have an outie. And she believes that that's the only thing that separates. She doesn't take into the psychological differences. She doesn't take into the mental differences. She certainly doesn't take into account the spiritual differences because she believes that she is your peer, that she is your equal. And these beta male simp manginas out here in these 50-50 relationships are doing one heck of a job of making them believe that, of helping them believe that, of perpetuating that illogical idiocy. Because that's all it is. See, when you think about it, man, 9 times out of 10, when you meet a woman in American society, she's going to have an enormous amount of debt. Now, if you wife that woman, her debt becomes yours. Because you're in a better financial situation than she is. So that debt becomes yours. Legally. And literally, that debt becomes yours. Why buy that cow? What I'm telling you men is this. If you want a wife, you know what you need to have. You know what you want. Let's not even talk about what we need to have. Let's step away from the biblical aspect of this for a minute. Now let me ask you men. In the chat, I want you to put a 1. A 1. If when you think about a wife, you think about a virgin. Put a 2 in the chat If you don't care how many men a woman been with, you'll still marry anyway. Put a 2 if it don't matter to you. Put a 1 if you think wife should be virgin. Let's take a break and do that right quick, man. Let me catch these super chats right here. Got a couple more. Adam Sanders, appreciate the super chat. Ready to join the Green Label gang? Direct me. The brother D Flemings, man, I think is gonna put that in there. There he is, man. He put the link down there for you. Shinobi Style, salute, brother. Appreciate you being in here. Peace, Doc. Appreciate the red pill prescriptions or the field. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you being in the joint. All I see is ones. All I see is ones. Matter of fact, I'm a part of the Alpha Sphere. Let me put my 1 in there. All I see is ones. Now, none of us want to buy the cow if some other man has gotten the milk for free. I'm going to tell you, man, it is better to me, in my opinion, it is better to meet a woman who has been married and divorced from every man she's ever been with. Because at least you know she has always viewed herself as wifey material. You can look at her and say, okay, she has never allowed a man to get the milk for free. Monica Brown, the R&B singer Monica, she's one of those. Now, granted, she can't keep a man, but she always, any man that gets with her marries her, except for Rocco, of course. And Rocco wasn't that type of dude. But she was young, and when she found, C Murder too. Let's X her off there, because there's a couple of guys she'd been with and didn't marry. That's a bad example. It's a bad example. My bad. But this is what we want. This is what we deserve. Why would we then go buy the cow if the milk has already been enjoyed for free? It's like you come into my crib, I invite you over, man, tell you, man, bring your old lady over, man, I got my shawty here. We gonna have a steak dinner. By the time y'all get there, we've already eaten our steak and we left half of it for y'all. So I just pass you my plate. They got a half-eaten steak, a half-eaten potato, and a few, and the broccoli is all gone. And I just pass you the plate, and I expect you to eat off my plate. When the last time you ate off another man's plate? When the last time you drank out another man's cup? Man, when I was in the hood, bro, you couldn't even pass me a blunt. You can't pass it to me. I'll just roll my own. If you blowing with me, roll you one. Everybody roll their own. Don't pass me nothing. When the last time you wore another man's drawers? When the last time you shot ball with your partner, let him take his sweaty socks off and you put them on and wear them home? When the last time you used another man's toothbrush? When the last time you saw another man with a bowl of cereal and he got through, you drunk the milk at the bottom of the bowl? Never. So why we gonna be out here buying cows with another man been getting the milk for free? Explain that to me, man. Help me understand that, homies. Somebody tell me something. Because I can't figure that one out. See, here's what we got to understand. If she didn't ever view herself as wifey material, she doesn't view herself as wife material now. She just wants to be married. Why? biological clock is ticking. That's why that biological clock is ticking. So even though she knows she's not prepared for it, see, the modern woman is lazy. Women are lazy lovers, man. They are lazy. They don't give anything but want everything in return. And the crazy thing is they believe they deserve everything because in their minds they give a lot. I want y'all to think about how illogical that is. In her mind, she gives a lot, but in reality, she gives nothing. The Mr. G87, man, appreciate the $5 super chat, homie. MPI, appreciate the dub. Being a truck driver is putting me in a position where I can't get to the cat trap like I want to. Started back writing music, other ideas brewing, saving money, paying debt off, etc. I should have did this years ago, 3 months in. Keep grinding, homie. Keep grinding. The best is yet to come. Primetime TV. Appreciate the $5, man. I don't remember the first time. Man, me either, brother. It ain't never happened. You know what I'm saying? I can't see it. Renato, welcome back to the Alpha Family, man. Welcome back to the Green Label Gang. Roberto Menieres, man, salute to you, my brother. This some heavy duty stuff, Doc. Salute to you, OG. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate the sponsorship of the show, man. Appreciate it. So we got to keep in mind, man, that we live in a society where no matter what that woman has done in her life, she believes that she is wife material. And a lot of time, all it is this, man, just a whole bunch of talk. Her actions never match her words. Why? Because she's never had to act. She's always been able to talk her way through. But when she comes into contact with the true Alpha King, we live our life based on our own actions. We judge ourselves by our actions. So we're certainly going to judge her by her actions. And what does that mean? That means that she has to perform. Performance pressure is upon her. And she gets to find out just how ill-equipped she is to be anybody's wife. Hell, man, the average woman ain't even fit to be a girlfriend. They're self-serving, self-centered, self-indulged, selfish. Their hands are always open like this. They're never like this, dropping things into your hand, dropping things into your life. They're all take and no give. But it's not because they're just foul like that. It's because they can't be as feminine as they need to be because they have too many men masculine energy floating around in their being. They have too many men's masculine energy float. But now I'm going to tell you now, we're going to talk about the flip side of this tomorrow. Because truth be told, a lot of men out here are feminine as hell too. Because they're mixing bodies with too much feminine energy all the time. The more women you sleep with, the more feminine energy is permeating your body. So a lot of men put on this extra masculine facade. When the truth be told, they're not nearly as masculine as they try to portray. And the true masculine men among us can tell when a man is putting on a masculine facade because we know real masculinity. If you're sleeping with 100 women, man, you got some femininity in you. You can't cycle all of that feminine energy out of you that quickly. You ain't taking no breaks. You ain't doing no time off. You understand? You ain't doing no abstaining. You ain't doing none of that. You just constantly running through women over and over again. O Lemuel, do not give your strength to women. You must understand that men like us who live on the upper echelon of spirituality, we deserve better. We deserve better. than what's going on out here, than what our options are out here. That's why when I say, hey man, there are beautiful black women all over the world, you're not resigned to the black women in America. You don't have to go to another race of women. There are beautiful black women all over the world. And there are societies that forbid women to behave the way American women behave. So I'm not a man, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be with any non-black woman. That's just not my thing. Do I have a problem with them? No. But I'm not going to be with any non-black woman. But I will not settle for the foolishness of the Americanized black woman. I won't settle for that. And it's becoming more and more prevalent because it's being perpetuated in social media, mass media. Men are perpetuating it. Women are perpetuating it. Like it's just one of those things where everybody can do what they want to do and be what they want to be and act how they want to act and nobody can say anything. So men and women in this particular society, especially black men and women, are acting a damn fool in every kind of way they can. Every kind of way they can. So we as men, we as thinking men, we as men of the Most High, we as righteous men, we as upstanding men, we as men who take our spirituality very seriously are not going to buy the cow if other men have been getting the milk for free. We're just going to do it. I mean, we're not going to do that. There are many, many well-raised, well-trained women of color, Israelite heritage women, all over this globe, just like there are men like us all over this globe. One of our punishments for not obeying the statutes and commandments of God was to be scattered all over the globe. You can't go to any corner of the globe and not find us. We are there. We are everywhere. So I'm not saying go to these little foreign countries where the women don't speak or no English. I'm not talking about that. We'll leave that to those other guys. What I'm talking about is the woman that God put here for us on this planet. The one we want just doesn't exist in America anymore. There is a war in America between black men and women. We in the alphasphere don't take part in that war, but we stand on the outside and see the attacks of black men and black women in America, and we realize that you can't really partner up with these men who are at war with women, and you can't really business partner up, in any other way, any type of personal interaction with these men who are at war with women, and you sure can't partner up intimately in a relationship and sure can't marry one of these women who are at war with men. Because here's the thing, there is no discrimination. Any woman who is at war with black men, she's at war with me. She's at war with you. And any man who's at war with black women in America, he's at war with black women all over the world. And I speak with black men and black women in other countries, and they are amazed at how we behave in America and how they view America. And when they come over here, they shoot right past us. Why? Because they come over and capitalize on the benefits of being in America. We are still stuck on a time that had nothing to do with us. We're still caught up in a slave mentality. Man, let me tell you something. I just watched Django last night. That's the only slave movie I watched. Django is the only one. I don't watch no more. That's the only energy I want after I watch a slave movie. Man, I don't watch no more. I ain't gonna watch none. I don't want to see them. If it won't come out, I ain't gonna watch it. We have the mentality of an oppressed people. So we want to be free to do whatever we want to do because we have the mentality of a people who's been oppressed. The problem is none of y'all that's alive right now ain't never been oppressed. What are you talking about? Man, you can live where you want to live. You can go where you want to go. You can eat where you want to eat. Man, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. You can keep getting money. You could get more money. You could build another kind of money. You could do some other kind of money. You could do any of those things. What are you talking about? We don't know what it's like to not be able to go outside at night because a mob is running around looking for you, looking for somebody to hang. You don't know what's that like. What are you talking about? You don't know anything about that. Everything you know about that is what somebody showed you on TV, man, or what you read. You don't know nothing about that. But we still around here living with the same mentality. And here's the problem. All we hate is each other. Even though we have never oppressed one another, we hate each other. The alphasphere cannot feed into the hate. We represent God here. We understand the punishments that we're receiving right now. We understand the reason why we're in this society under these circumstances. And it's not because we are enemies of one another. But we don't have time to try to fix something that can only be fixed by returning to the tutelage and guidance of the Most High. 85% of black folks in America don't even believe in God, man. Even some of them that go to church. If you go to church, you automatically don't believe in God. You worship somebody else. The truth of the matter is this, homies. When we view life from the proper perspective, we have to keep one thing in mind. There's a right way to do things, and every other way is wrong. But we live in a society where there are 50 right ways to do everything, because guess what? Whatever you want to do in this society is right. That's why women are out here living however they want to live, doing whatever they want to do, being with as many men as they want to, because they're still wifey material. That's why men are out here wilding out, doing whatever they want to do, man, living whatever life they want to live, man. The Lil Nas X's of the world. That's why they're out here misbehaving and doing all these things that go against God, because here's the thing that this society, this culture does not want. They do not want you and I to realize who we are. See, we know in the alphasphere, and we ain't the only men in the country who know. There's other men who don't know that they're a part of the alphasphere yet, but they know it too. But this society doesn't want you and I to know who we are, because then we'll understand all we got to do is reunite ourselves with the Most High to assume our rightful position at the top of the totem pole with our gators on everybody's neck. They don't want that. So what we have to do as men of the alphasphere, we have to totally disregard these men who do not want any part of rebuilding a relationship with God. Let them keep living in the world. Let them keep doing their thing. Let them keep talking crazy. Let them keep being angry. Let them keep doing all the things they want to do. We have a mission over here. And we are the men who deserve those women who are truly wifey type. Have we dibbled and dabbled in our lives? Of course we have. With women who weren't wifey material? Of course we have. Let's be honest. Of course we have. Hell, some of us may still dibble and dabble now. Hey man, listen. I'm only human, of flesh and blood I'm made. I'm only human, born to make mistakes. Y'all know about that, man. I think that's the Thompson twins, man. Y'all look it up for me. I'm only human, man. As we all are. But we understand one thing. We cannot buy the cow if some other man has been getting the milk for free. You can't do it. It is a sin against your own manhood and masculinity if you buy the cow when another man has already been getting the milk for free, man. You just can't do it, man. You can't do it. You must not live that life. You must not put yourself in that position. It just doesn't make sense. Chief, stand still. Salute to your brother. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Bless up, Dr. BOA, the whole GLG. I switched up phones again. How do I purchase the mixtape again? Man, we coming back with it, man. We coming back with it. I just had to go ahead and, man, jump off in this vacay, man. I got a lot of projects coming for y'all, man. I know I'm kind of behind schedule, man, but I'm just gonna rush y'all with a whole bunch of stuff, man. So hopefully, man, y'all got your mind made up on what you wanna support with, man, because I got a bunch of stuff coming, man. So just email me, Chief, at info@bookofalpharonomy.com, man. Just email me, bro. Anu 219, appreciate the dub. Renato, appreciate the $5 super sticker. Emmanuel, appreciate the $10 super chat. Thanks for the good work, Doc. 22 years old, going back to school for my last 2 semesters in a month. About to go on a mental fast till then to get my mind right. I'm gonna listen to your content. Advice, man, just focus. Focus. Everything you're doing right now, man, is what you need to do. Take that mental fast, get your mind right, and just focus. Focus. Block out anything that's not conducive to you completing your task. Block it all out. You understand? Anything that you can't use as a tool to help you reach your goal, just block it out. It's not worth it. Agent of the Truth, appreciate the dub, man. Dr. BOA, salute, family, salute to you, bro, salute. So, the reality of the scenario, man, is we just have to understand as men that the way we live our lives is going to reflect in the result we get in our lives. So you got these women out here, man, they throwing themselves at their job and they thinking it'll replace their need to be feminine, but they all get to that point in life where they realize, oh man, what have I done? I should have been better prepared. What I should have done is been feminine. Because now I don't even remember how to be feminine, and no man that I would want even wants me now. Because those men want feminine women. Those men want submissive women. See, there are a few of us, and we're here in the alpha sphere. We understand that women don't submit to you just because you woke up with a wee-wee. Women submit to money and power. They always have. They submit to money and power. Here's the thing. Money and power are blessings from God when you live a righteous life. So let's not act like we can't have money and power because we live a righteous life. We can. All of those things are blessings from God when you get them in an honorable, righteous way. And that is one of the things women want to be provided for. Let's be realistic. No woman wants to struggle. No, listen, how can a woman submit to you and she can't eat? But we understand this. But here's the problem. Women in this society don't know how to submit. So we always talk about submissive women. Well, you got to look outside of America. There are no submissive women in America. I say again, there is not one. You're not going to find one submissive woman in America unless she's from another culture. And the thing is, once she gets to America, she's not going to be submissive anymore. You don't have to be submissive in America. You don't have to cater to your man in America. You don't have to follow your man in America. You don't have to conform to your man's ways of life in America. Stop thinking that you're going to find this woman you look for in America. But also, don't think that because she's not in America, she's nowhere in the world. Think of all the countries in Africa. Think of somewhere like Bermuda. Bermuda has the highest income per capita for black folks in the world. In the world. Bermuda's income per capita for black folks is higher than the average income per capita in the U.S. overall. There are cultures and countries. How many times have you thought about Bermuda? If you've ever thought about visiting Bermuda, put a 1 in the chat. And be honest, brothers. Don't just put a one in the chat. If you've ever considered Bermuda, if you knew that about Bermuda, put a one in the chat. There's all these cultures and countries all over the world that have not been brainwashed by American society. America is man, this is the only people who aren't brainwashed are people who are in tune with the Most High. How many women do you know are in tune with the Most High? They can't get their foot out of church. Every woman I meet who thinks she in tune with the Most High, you know what she got? She got 1 foot in church and 1 foot out. The only people in American society who are not brainwashed are those of us who are in tune with the Most High. No one else. Because it's an intentional brainwashing. It's an intentional misleading. There is an intentional feeding of misinformation in this society. And the only way you stay away from it is if you block yourself off from the normalcy of this society. If you're doing all of these things, hanging out in the club, doing all these things, partying and doing all these crazy things, man, that people do, man, and you're worrying about, high fashion and all of these things, man, you're worrying about, man, listen, bro, let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you. You lost. And you're going to forever be lost. And whatever this society says is what you're going to do. Have you ever watched how people in America chase fashion trends? They don't even chase fashion. They chase fashion trends. You know how lost you are to be caught up in a damn trend? Like Wolverine said, a trend is the most, man, there is nothing more vain than a fashion trend. Bro, we talking about a trend. The society controls the trend. The fashion designers control the trend. The manufacturers control the trends. The people who get paid off your need to follow fashion trends control the trends. So just watch. Watch how idiotic it is to be caught up in a fashion trend and go spend thousands of dollars on a particular fashion only for a new fashion to be in style next year, and you go spend thousands of dollars on that one too. And then the next year there's a new trend, 2 new trends, so you got to spend those thousands twice. You are lost. And when you're lost, you just focus on the thing that seems like anything. If you put a man in a dark room and put a small light in one corner of that room, that man is instinctively going to gravitate toward the light. Why? Because he can't see anything. Now that light may not even be light. It may be the reflection of light, but it doesn't matter. He's going to go where he perceives the light to be. And that's exactly what happens in this particular society. And when it comes to all of these fashion things, women lead the way. So when you have guys out here buying women Birkin bags and all of that, it's not even the fact that you're buying a woman something. If she deserves it, buy it. It's the fact that you're allowing her to dictate to you what you should do with your money in order to please her. Because no man just wakes up and say, oh, I just love buying Birkin bags. Oh, I just love buying things and giving them to these women. I love it. No, you don't. You do it because in this society, the women are the leaders. And just like any other leader, once a woman gets a taste of being a leader of a relationship, she wants every relationship she's ever in to function the same way. You got women out here, man, who have been in all types of relationships with men. All types of relationships with men. And then you got these fools out here talking about don't worry about her body count. Don't worry about how many men she been with. Man, a man is a fool if he says that. If a man says don't worry about how many women, how many body counts she been with, he's a man who just out here sleeping with as many women as he can. If you're just gonna be if you're gonna be a male scallywag, then cool. You ain't got to worry about it, because you're just as foul as she is. But if you're a man out here, man, that's living anything close to a righteous life, man, to a wholesome life, man, then man, you don't want to be out here traipsing around with these scallywags like that. But 9 times out of 10, that's what you're gonna have. Gonna have a scallywag. And that's why the majority of us in the alpha sphere, man, we just be doing our thing solo, man. Cause just for some sex, for some pleasure, allowing the wrong woman's energy into your life, man, can be detrimental to your very existence, brothers. Not only can it will be detrimental to your very existence. Everything in your life will change if you allow the wrong woman with the wrong energy into your life. Immediately. You will see immediate changes. Immediate detriment takes place in your life when you allow the wrong woman with the wrong energy into your environment. It'll happen quick. You'll notice it. And many times what men find themselves doing is trying to figure out why this is going on. Why is this going on, man? Why is this happening? Why is this going down? Why is this? You'll be so surprised to find out that it's the energy of the woman. But many men, by the time they find out, they're in ruin. And what happens when you're in ruin? The woman leaves anyway. It's a tough world out here, man. And we have to keep in mind that it is our job to protect our alpha energy. And you can't protect your alpha energy if you're going to buy the cow when another man been already getting the milk for free. How crazy is it to marry a woman that's been with multiple men and ain't now one of them never married? How crazy is it to put a woman in a pedestalized position in your life when she used to men treating her like nothing? Telltale sign. A woman who hates men, it's because she's been done terribly. She hasn't been treated as if she has no value. How can you value a woman that no other man before you has ever valued? And I don't want to hear that one man trash is another man's treasure. That's bull. Trash is trash, homie. Trash is trash. You got to be a trashy person to go through somebody's trash can when they put it out for waste management to come get it, trying to find something in it. You either trashy or nuts, one or the other. Nobody does that. Nobody who has any value for themselves, man, goes through other people's trash. So one man's trash is not another man's treasure. One man's trash is treasure to a fool. Because here's the thing. If it was treasure and he turned it into trash, you can't turn it back to treasure. Watch too much TV if you think you can, man. You watch too much TV if you think you can. And here's another thing, man. And this is just my pet peeve. I want y'all to think about this. How crazy would it be for you to have a wife and you somewhere and come face to face with a dude who's already been with your wife before? I want you to think about that, man. Here's a dude, and they interacting, they talking, they speak, they talking, and you find out that this is the dude who done been with your wife before. I want y'all to think, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know about y'all. Man, but that ain't my thing right there, homie. I ain't with that right there, bro. I ain't with that. That ain't my thing right there, brothers. I can't go for that. I can't go for that, man. Hall and Oates style. Feel the none. Appreciate the $3 super sticker, man. For me, that's just not something that I don't want to have that in my life. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to have that in my life, man. That ain't for me. That ain't for me. And it's just many men settle for that. And you have to suppress your masculinity in order to be okay with that, man. You have to suppress your masculinity in order to be okay with that. That's just not, it's not one of those things. And I mean, you know the woman has been with other men already, so it's not like there's a surprise. It's just that when you get to see that, hey man, that dude right there has been with my wife before. All up in her gizzards. Nah, bro. That's why it is best that you build yourself to the most alpha version of yourself. Become a blessed man who is a blessing to the world because of God using you to bless the world. Then you must demand a certain level of woman for you. You must demand a certain level of woman for yourself. And you can't settle for less. And if that means that you have to find her somewhere else other than America, then you just have to do that. We don't have to settle for less than we want or less than we deserve. We don't have to. There is no requirement. There's nothing humble about settling for less than you deserve. It's not a sacrifice. It's suppression. You want to talk about oppression? That's what you're doing, man. You're oppressing yourself if you allow yourself to accept less than you deserve, less than you desire. Real talk, man. Probably taught her everything you like about her. That's just. And listen, man. This isn't an attack on women. I'm not saying the woman is bad. I'm saying, man, that's not a woman that you want to marry. She's not wifey type. She's not wifey material. She's just not. And we live in a society where like people are just free to engage sexually however they want to. And with that being said, you're just not gonna meet a woman in this society who has not been sexually engaged with another man already. Or men. Man, let me tell you something. This is the crazy thing. You're more likely, I have never met a woman who's only been with one man. Now, I've met a couple of women who haven't been with any man, but I've never met one who's been with one. It's either none or more than two. You know what I'm saying? They just skip. There's never one, I only been with one man. I've never met a woman who's only been with one man. MPI. Appreciate the $5 super chat, man. Geronimo Jr. Appreciate the $5 super chat. How do you deal with retroactive jealousy in a relationship? Drop her. That's what I do, man. See, as men, we don't have to deal. We got to stop acting like we have to deal with things in relationships. Like when you have to ask the question, how do you deal with anything in a relationship? You ain't got to deal with nothing. Drop her. You don't have to deal with anything. Like I'm not dealing, man, listen, bro, I'm going to tell you, I ain't dealing with nothing. I ain't got to deal with nothing. When you got to deal with something, that means you don't like it. That means you don't want it in your life. That means it's unacceptable to you. So I wouldn't deal with it. That's no relationship you want to be in. Because it's never going to amount to anything, because there's always going to be something else. When you figure out how to deal with something, that means you're accepting it, and you're trying to figure out how to soften it, or soften the blow of it to make it more acceptable to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, bro. Bro Life, appreciate the $5 super chat. I'm gonna say drop her like moldy bread. That's what you gotta do, man. Drop her. Drop her. Too much compromising, bro. Too much. Man, listen, as a man, you should be willing to do very minimal compromise for a woman. Very minimal compromise. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest with you. You shouldn't be willing to do none. You shouldn't be willing to do any compromising for a woman, man. I'm not compromising nothing. I'm just not. I'm not compromising anything. I refuse to compromise anything, bro. I ain't gonna do it. So when you feel like you got to deal with something in a situation, let it go, bro. It ain't worth it. So, brothers, I ain't gonna hold y'all in here too long, man. You know, I like to keep these things around by the hour, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all in here too long, man. You know, but in this example of 50-50 relationship, demanding that 50-50 relationship is what a woman is going to do. So when you ask yourself, how do I deal with something? That's that, like Chief said, that's that 50-50 relationship. You're asking yourself, how can you compromise in order to deal with something? And you just shouldn't. You shouldn't compromise to deal with any idiosyncrasies of a female, man. You just shouldn't. She has to compromise. She has to improve. She has to change. And if she can't improve and change, then you must rearrange her presence in your life. In other words, eliminate it. Skull, appreciate the $5 super chat. Salute Doc and ask for any update on a wife for audio book and your book, Doc. Man, it's coming, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm slow rolling with it. I really ain't slow rolling with it, man. I just been it's a lot more hectic, man, than, you know, because I'm doing everything, man. Just, you know, myself, bro, and I can't type. That's really the hold up on a book, man. I can't type. And I tried this little app, man, where you talk to text. Man, it will make it too many typos, man. Then I got to go back and correct that, man. I ain't want to do all that, man. So, I'm working on it, man. I'm working. I really need to take some time off, man. You know, I really need to take some time off and just take like a week off, like maybe 7 to 10 days off, man, and just really buckle down on those things, man. That's what I need to do, man. But I appreciate you asking, though, bro. It's coming, bro. I'm working on it as fast as I can, as hard as I can, man. So here's what I want y'all to do, man. I want y'all to remember that you're building yourself into the most alpha version of yourself. Not so you can compromise with a broad. Not so you can compromise on what you want. Not so you can sacrifice on your desires. But so you can have everything you deserve in this life. Because you're doing what it takes to receive those blessings from the Most High, man. And that's all we're doing over here. We eat the way we eat. We study the word and meditate in the word the way we do. We honor the Sabbath the way we do. Because we're trying to make sure, man, that we gravitate, man, toward God in the way that we need to, man. Because we want the blessings that come with living that life. Everybody else can have everything they want, but the peace of mind and the blessings that come from living a life that's pleasing to God, man, is just a wonderful thing, man. And that's what we want to do with our lives. That's where we're standing on right now. That's what we're building our lives on. And no man who is living that life should ever even consider buying a cow when another man has been getting the milk for free. Famo, Rich, Salute, Jimenez. Appreciate the sponsorship of the show, man. We're going to get ready to slide on out of here, man. Y'all put God first. Keep grinding and growing, my brothers. Peace. Seems like no matter what you do sometimes, their efforts go underappreciated or unappreciated, period. You know, all we do, man, is try to give men the information they need to become the best version of themselves. No hate. We love women. We don't hate them. We just don't take no foolishness. And we can't be controlled by our lusts. Those men can, but not us.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
Now, I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her and convince yourself that she brings more value to your life than you bring to hers. You know, just the protection and provision is more than a woman can ever make up for, man. So I'm not saying don't give her props for what she does, but damn sure never make her feel like she's more important to you than you are to her, because it's just a figment of your imagination. She knows the truth, so you have to understand the truth as well. This is called the abundance mindset. There's nothing she can give you that you can't give yourself, besides a baby. And do you really want one of those right now? Nope.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though.
See, the main thing that men let women slide with is shut-upness and obedience. Now, when you use the term obedience with a woman, she automatically relates that to being a slave. But slaves aren't obedient. Obedience is a choice. Slaves either do it or die. Shut-upness is another thing that women have a problem with. It doesn't mean you can't talk. It means that you can't talk when I'm talking. It means that when we're talking about things that I do as the man, you don't have an opinion on those things, because I make decisions based on facts, not opinions, not even my own opinions, and most certainly not yours.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks